Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, June 9th, 2015. I'm Lafarin Fraser with the details. Arguments were last evening presented in favor of a fully functional, credible and viable third party for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The arguments were put forward when the National Debating Society held a discussion at the UWI Open campus entitled, "Will a third political party in SVG bring more information or education to impact the society?" Panelist and leader of the Democratic Republican Party, or the DRP, Anissa Batiste, presented a 7-point presentation in favor of third parties and explains that in a two-party state, a viable third party is necessary for ongoing education and to encourage intelligent voting.
That a third party encourages voting based on understanding the need for certain policies and not voting according to tradition. A third party challenges the ideas of the two major parties by presenting a new perspective so that an individual can make another choice. Point number 3. Some persons will not vote for either of the two parties, but will vote if there is a third party that is viable. So a third party, a viable third party, actually encourages universal suffrage, greater participation in the democratic process. Point number 4. I want to say something about what I call protest votes or punishment votes. Whenever people want to punish a political party, they either stay at home and do not vote, or they can register a protest vote. A third party opens the way for a protest vote.
Batiste adds that the existence of a third party places checks and balances on both traditional parties to ensure that they perform better.
It is actually good for the political process, because when people become complacent thinking that, well, they have no other choice, it's either us or them, and oh well, they've been there for long enough now, so automatically the votes will fall into our laps, they tend to take the people for granted. Point number 6. A third party raises the stakes for good governance in a two-party state. And this is really connected to the point before it, you know, the idea of placing checks and balances. But it raises the stakes for good governance in a two-party state because, again, this third party stands sort of in an objective position outside of the two major parties that are represented in the parliament and has the opportunity to scrutinize both sides and really present to the people what good governance ought to be about, where other parties, in the case of the two traditional parties, may have become complacent and began to take the people for granted. And finally, point number 7, a third party presents itself as a new start for the younger generation.
Meanwhile, engineer and radio personality Calvin Lampkin argues that changes in governance practices can be facilitated by the people actively and deliberately choosing to deny traditional parties an outright majority of the seats at general elections.
Last night in Turkey, the AK party of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, which had enjoyed an outright majority for 13 years and was planning to make constitutional changes, was denied outright majority. The Kurdish MD party for the first time was given place in parliament, and the AK party must now seek compromise if it is to be part of the new parliament. Germany, Canada, France, Israel are among countries that have improved their governance and democracy by the electorate through their voting practices demanding a level of consensus. We must now consider whether this is our best way to go and whether it is too risky to continue to give outright majorities to single parties to misgovern and misuse our limited resources.
The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines' 91-day Treasury bill, auctioned on the regional government securities market using the primary market platform of the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange, raised $25 million. 3 licensed intermediaries placed a total of 21 bids ranging from $5,000 to $8 million, with an aggregate value of $43.7 million. A media release states that a competitive uniform practice auction methodology was used and the resulting discount rate was 1.749%. The Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Limited, ECFH Global Investment Solutions Limited, and First Citizens Investment Services Limited were the brokers that participated in this auction. The Gender Affairs Division says despite much progress, domestic violence remains amongst the greatest challenges at this time for the country and is issuing a call for all and sundry to respond to violence of all sorts by breaking the silence around their experience. According to the division, discrimination and violence in all forms undercuts peace and restricts the quality of life for those involved and undermines efforts in achieving development goals, and that ending it should be foremost amongst all citizens of SVG. The division condemns last weekend's killing of Monicia Johnson of Chateaubelair, which it says marred the efforts of community and faith-based organizations, civil society, and all others. It says Johnson's death is an opportunity to look ahead to what will follow if men and women cannot come together to settle their differences, and where more often than not women are the victims of domestic disputes. Additionally, the division says there is need for a stronger stand against a rise in femicide or gender-related killings. 6-year-old Alanje Small and his 5-year-old sister Alanique, both students at the Kettles Government School, are now safely back in the arms of their mother, Mary Lewis, after they were reported missing yesterday afternoon into the night. They were picked up by a teacher who saw them walking along a road in the Kettles area around 9 p.m. The siblings were then taken to their grandmother's house in Kettles, where they slept until their mother, who resides in Kingstown Park, came to get them this morning. Speaking to SVG-TV News earlier today, the mother, Mary Lewis, says she was frantically searching for the 2 youngest of her 4 children, who she says decided to walk home after their 13-year-old sister, who attends the Bethel High School, was running late as she went to afternoon classes. Lewis says by the time their older sister came to the school to pick them up, the pair had already taken off to look for her, but got lost in the process.
My daughter Akia Lewis come home from school. She said she cannot find them, and I was worried and I started to cry, asking God that I hope I could get them safe. When I returned at the school, they was not there, and I reported to the Kettles police station, and they was trying to get on, and they say I have to hold on a while and wait a while, and then when I there, inform about them where they are, whereabouts, nothing. I there on the street over at by the standpipe over there, and the street lying down the wire, stressed out. A lady, some blackie, something that they call, was there following me for a while because I was catching liquid kind of cold sweat and stressed out for a while.
She admits that the recent move from the Leeward area to Kingstown is burdensome, and she is trying to get her children transferred to a school nearby.
Early morning, sometimes 7 o'clock, sometimes they go at 9, sometimes they go early, and sometimes they go late. So when they reach to school, the head teacher said they was at school yesterday, but she said they don't see when they come out at the gate, and they don't know where they go. I newly come up in here, but they've been going at that school. So I have to wait till September now to transfer me.
Are we going to transfer our school?
To the school over there, because it near for me than the traveling so far. Every morning it was rough, and with them we thought a father for now.
In related news, social worker Janice Fraser is reiterating the importance of parents communicating with children about how to stay safe. Fraser, who is also the executive director at the early childhood institution VinSave, says that parents must spend time with their children and give them guidelines as to what to do if they encounter difficult situations.
You have to hold them. You come together before they leave on mornings. Okay, talk to him. Go to Johnny. Mommy will come to collect. You talk to them. Hold your children, you talk to them. Do not, and leave school until somebody comes. You have to instill those things in them. You know, it's teaching safety. So you just don't walk away like that. So you have to have that close interaction with your children, even from small. So at least they know that this is what it is. You do not leave unless somebody comes. The dangers out there and so forth. You explain, they're not too young to learn that. Don't leave school until I come or somebody comes. You know, it's not hard to do that, but you have to build that relationship with your children. So at least they understand and they know what really and truly what they should or should not do at this young age. Okay.
Fraser also took the opportunity to share guidelines which parents can use to keep their children safe. She says if youngsters are taught from an early age their parents' names, home address and phone numbers, they can play a critical role in their well-being and safety.
Your name, at least who is my parent, they need to know that. Where do I live? At least they can say that, you know. In this era of phones and so forth, at least a phone number. You can write that in the books, you know, the exercise books. So you could put the name, address, and the phone number, etc. in the exercise books. So if it is something happens, you can look in the child book and see exactly where they live, who the parents are, and so forth. In addition to that, you know, children must learn responsibility. You have to teach your children responsibility. Why would you walk away from the school? Is mommy supposed to collect you? You don't just pick up and walk away like that. So you have to teach children responsibility. You're supposed to wait until somebody comes, you know, things like that. In addition, I think the teacher, the school has also a responsibility for, you know, looking after our children, the care of our children. You know, if your children are left after hours, after school is closed, you have to make a call. What is? You don't just leave the children like that to walk away. Suppose something happens. So the school has a responsibility, certainly, as well as the parents.
And Chief Education Officer Luann Gilchrist says it is very important that children be given the right foundation upon which they will be able to grow into well-adjusted, productive, healthy, and wholesome individuals. Gilchrist was at the time addressing the opening ceremony of a 4-day workshop on developmental assessments and monitoring, tracking progress in the early childhood development sector.
Once the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, through the Ministries of Education, Health, and the National Mobilization, can ensure that this foundation is a foundation typified by quality education, good nutrition, and once all of the social elements are in place, the children's future is assured. It is our responsibility to enhance each child's life chances. It is for this reason that the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines established in 2009 9 public early childhood education centers.
The education officer says the workshop, which targets key stakeholders in the Ministries of Education, National Mobilization, and Health, Wellness, and the Environment, is aimed at exploring strategies to assess children's developmental needs with the intention of identifying and filling the gaps of at-risk children.
Now, it is one thing to ensure that the physical environment in which our children develop is wholesome and healthy. There is another aspect, though, of children's development, and this is checking on their developmental assets, observing them and seeing whether they are at risk or where deficits exist, and where, as Ministries of Education, Health, and Mobilization, we can assist. We are not the parents, but we are entrusted with the health and education and social stability of these children. It is our mandate, it is our responsibility.
Wayne Hull has been appointed as the new country manager at Lime SVG. Hull is an accomplished finance executive with over 15 years experience, the last 12 spent with Lime, where he has served in the capacity of finance manager and senior financial analyst operations and control in the Southern Cluster. Prior to joining Lime, Hull worked with KPMG, one of the world's largest professional services companies. He holds the designation of certified accountant. Lime says it is confident that Hull channel will continue to play an important role as it further cements its position as a leading telecommunications company across the Caribbean and Latin America. The National Omnibus Association, or NOBA, has partnered with telecommunications company Lime to provide members with uniformed polo t-shirts. Speaking at a brief handing over ceremony at the cruise ship berth earlier today, NOBA's president Anthony Backus says he is grateful for the support provided by Lime.
Today we give thanks to Lime for sponsoring us with our uniforms. We look at this as one step forward to bring a better service with the transportation system to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Once again, I would like to thank Lime very much and looking forward to doing more business with you.
Marketing executive of Lime, Nicola Williams, says the venture is a step in the right direction and hopes that other drivers would choose to become a part of the National Omnibus Association.
I want to say briefly that Lime is indeed happy to have supported the Omnibus Association. You know, our relationship started a few years ago. Little by little, we're getting closer and closer. It's really a great thing to see the minibus drivers uniformed, and I really hope that this catches on. It should be a catching thing all through St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a nice look. You look really great in your blue. Upgrade Vinci all the way, and we are again thrilled to be partnering with the Omnibus Association.
Alban Kojo is the National Lotteries Authority NLA latest Lotto jackpot winner. Kojo won the April 17th draw with the numbers 9, 10, 18, 19 and 22. The Penistone resident says that he is extremely happy to have won and feels he is deserving of the money since, according to him, it is well overdue.
Well, I'm feeling fine about this jackpot. Because I played many times and I always tell myself I will be like the monkey and fly, because the monkey sell. When you ask the monkey how we get it, like.
We've got Carnival Beat for you next. The Tribes Mass Band says all is set and ready for Vinci Mass 2015. Band leader Fernando Cirio told SVG-TV News that his band this year comprises of 8 sections and is catering for roughly 250 to 300 masqueraders.
Fernando Cirio, band leader of the Tribes Mass Band, says that their 2015 production is themed An Explosion of Colors, which will see them experimenting with a variety of colors.
We have the 2 children sections, which is top lights, and if you notice the different colors that we have, the green, the yellow and the red, beautiful colors, and black. Over here we have another section for children, which is called the Skittles. You see all the lovely colors, the different colors of the Skittles that they love to eat and love to munch on. Over here we have an adult section, which is called Night Lights. In there you could see the different colors in the night that you would see. Over here we have what you call kaleidoscope. Our kaleidoscope has a variety of colors, all different kind of colors mixed up in it. Over here we have the Caribbean sunset. If you notice, you could see the sun setting right there, the different colors of the sunset. That's what you would see when the sun is setting. Over here we have the Caribbean Sea, the different colors of the Caribbean Sea, the blue and the turquoise and the white. It signifies the waves. Okay. Over here we have the main section, which is the night lights. As you could see, the different colors that happens in the night. And last but not least, this is called the fireworks. Right? That's where you see all the beautiful colors coming out from the sky, or where the fireworks burst up. Yeah.
Okay. And which is your night section?
Fireworks.
I see that. Okay. What inspired the explosion of colors this year?
Okay, we were looking at we had about 5 themes, and my daughter in fact said, Daddy, why don't you do something with colors? Right, plenty colors. So I said, well, okay. She told me explosion of colors. So then I said, let me just put "an" to it, an explosion of colors. So the theme came from her. Only 10 years.
All right. How would you say registration is going?
It's going fairly well, but the payments is kind of slow. But everybody's coming to say, put on my name, I'm playing in that section. But by next week or so, they will start coming to pay. But I just encourage them to come on. Tribes is an all-inclusive band. You get your breakfast, you get lunch, and you have drinks on the road throughout.
How many big costumes do you have?
We have the King, which I'll be carrying. It's done already. We just have it packed inside waiting. We have our Queen, which the guy is supposed to start sometime this week, and our Junior Queen.
Syria says with a team of roughly 15 persons, all 8 sections are almost complete, and they are at the moment working on building headpieces and standards. Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Jamisha Wright.